Hello, Cancer. How are you? Welcome to the channel and to the reading, Cancer. We are going to connect with your energies for these next few hours, energies available to you. I am going to start your reading with a message from your guides through the major arcana, which connects with the sun. This energy, as the main energy, is impressive. The sun is a card of enlightenment. It is an energy, rather, that can be understood, as it can be felt like a great blessing shining down upon all of you. This is a time of great expansion and happiness, with clear results emerging from something you have been intending to manifest for quite some time now. Seeing yourself reflected in the sun card speaks of true vitality and growth. It refers to a kind of vitality that impacts your overall health, leaving you feeling significantly better. You'll find yourself feeling much more willing and ready to take action, with a newfound sense of purpose and a genuine desire to move forward towards something truly meaningful in your life as you embrace this bright, expansive, and very positive new energy. It also speaks to me of what is abundance and growth. And that comes through what can also be understood as this joy, right? In other words, if Cancer starts to notice their energy becoming clear and fully reinforced with a sense of vibrant vitality, they are obviously going to find the necessary clarity to handle various situations and personal matters in a much better way. By tapping into this revitalized state, you will find it significantly easier to navigate your current challenges, allowing you to move forward with a much greater sense of ease, confidence, and internal strength in all the different areas of your life. That comes accompanied by what is a moment of personal expansion that makes it possible for you to be very comfortable with yourself, with others, in abundance. It is a positive effect for you and for other people who are with you. And the influence of Cancer at this moment feels like a true expansive wave because that is what the sun does. It is contagious. Cancer also shares this energy with the people they work with. This is exactly what makes it possible for your abundance to multiply as this influence spreads to everyone who is working alongside you now. So it is a moment for Cancer to start seeing everything positive, everything that inspires them, everything that is authentic to them. And it also encourages them to be more authentic and clearer. I feel like you are standing out for something specific. You could be standing out at work. You could be standing out in your personal life. It feels like you are vibrating in a pleasant atmosphere. Your routine could be transformed in a very pleasant way. In fact, it represents a moment where you feel free to do, to undo, to make decisions, to recover strength, a strength you will gain after having faced a moment of darkness. So if the sun appears for you, it is also meant to tell us that you are overcoming painful situations, that you are letting go of what does not bring you happiness, and that you are moving toward a brighter, more fulfilling chapter in your life. You are letting go of what no longer makes sense to you, and above all, you are demonstrating a level of maturity that will grant you power. And you will gain a much better, clearer perspective regarding how to connect with or finally access the incredible life that you have always wished to have for yourself, starting from this very moment right now. It is truly impressive because this sustains you, this brings you income, this makes it so that if we are talking about a connection, that connection feels sincere, it feels clear, transparent. Above all, it is also possible to clarify both your intentions and those of that other person so that you can commit to a meaningful bond with complete and total trust. It is truly impressive, Cancer, to find yourself vibrating right now under the powerful energy of the sun. This is a moment of great clarity, allowing you to move forward with full confidence and genuine security in your most significant connections. This is a major arcana card that corresponds directly to the zodiac sign of Leo. You should also take into consideration that there might be another fire sign present somewhere in your surroundings, perhaps someone close to you who is influencing your current energy. It is important to stay alert and pay close attention to the people around you, as this presence could be more significant than you realize right now. Let's see what the angels tell us now. They are always general readings. You may need to address your specific case, and for that you can have a personal reading with me, and you do it through a website, because you have to schedule that consultation. You will always see the address of the website here in the video, and you have a pinned comment on your sign that also takes you directly to the website. Let's see, I always say that I do not like for you to be left with doubts, so it is good to have that personal consultation with me. You see that you are in a moment where you are truly clarifying things, especially at a mental level, because obviously this clarity goes to all areas and even obviously to your mental load, which at this moment you need to get out of, right? That is why the sun always emphasizes positive thoughts, having positive thoughts. We are the product of our thoughts, of our ideas. Do not want this to take us back to darkness or delay the possibility of leaving the darkness if we stay immersed in the Nine of Swords. Because the Nine of Swords is a card that speaks to us of confusion, of anxiety, of mental heaviness, of mental darkness, because we stay there in that mental loop where we cannot get out. even thinking about something that has not even happened. That speaks to us of fear, and we with this card, Cancer, vibrate. You rather vibrate in the sun, not in the Nine of Swords. So we are solving a conflict. We are giving light to a situation of darkness, and that makes it possible for you to start to stop worrying and concentrate on a result you desire. That is why the sun told you so. You're clearing up many things in your life, and you are choosing this possibility to start living the life that you truly desire for yourself. Trust yourself to your angels, because Archangel Michael is with you to help you unlock things, cleanse your energy, and ensure that this energy begins to feel infused with light. Don't dwell on guilt or restlessness. Instead, use those moments to bring light to the thoughts that may overwhelm you, especially late at night, and cause you concern. Use this time to begin organizing your thoughts with clarity. You have the power to shift your perspective and find the peace you truly need. That is why they are also giving you the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card that arises after having solved a conflict, and after solving that conflict, we need to rearm ourselves mentally, emotionally, but above all mentally, to see how we are going to do what is coming. You do not know what is coming. I am telling you. The card is coming, the sun is coming, the sun card is coming. It announced to us what is coming. So you must prepare yourself from that place. That is why the Four of Swords asks us for that moment of full attention, to focus our awareness on organizing our resources and giving a greater and more elevated meaning to our thoughts. If it is greater and it is higher, it has to do with clarity, with light to those thoughts. You have a Five of Wands. Evidently, there is tension. There is a situation that is stressing you. There is a situation that had you like this, in a situation where you might feel that you have a certain disadvantage facing the adversity you are living, whether it is a personal matter, an individual matter, and you are struggling with that little head that is a bit saturated, or with other people. Because the Five of Wands can also mean that you are experiencing a situation in which you feel like you have certain defenses lowered in relation to other people, right? Or that you are not up to the task of being in that situation because the other people have more development or more capabilities, or because simply everyone thinks differently and their points of view are quite distinct. And there you are, standing right in that space, desperately trying to get someone to pay attention to you, to truly listen to your voice, or even attempting to reconcile and smooth over this entire difficult situation for the sake of what you personally believe to be a much greater good, as well as your own overall sense of well-being, even when it feels like nobody's on your side right now. What you do need to consider is that the Five of Wands can also be understood as a situation you should perhaps think about clearly. As I said, you need to decide if it is necessary to keep participating in this matter or to let it resolve itself, allowing things to fall into place on their own. Or if you can consider that with this vitality, with this energy, with this light, and with this clarity, you can be here. Because if there is a Five of Wands, it is because you are up to the task of this, because this is commensurate with your capabilities. But it is advisable to distance yourself from others' dramas. That is why sometimes that situation arises, right? One can rethink if it is truly worth reaching that state of confusion as the Nine of Swords takes you, because you are in this conflict. And it is not necessarily a conflict that you have to live. So really organizing these thoughts from the Four of Swords can be realizing that you have to get away from that type of drama. They are sometimes unrelated, but you somehow want to step in to fix them, right? And you end up getting splashed by that problem just the same regardless. At this moment, you are being asked to have a little bit of patience with yourself, as well as with those around you, because this situation will definitely, one way or another, end up resolving itself through a mutual agreement or a lasting solution. You need to keep the faith that things are moving in your favor. Let us take a look now at what the cards have to share with us regarding your current situation, Cancer. It is time to see what messages are waiting for you, so let us find out together. Pardon. Let's see what the cards tell us. Well, another five. Five of Pentacles, Three of Wands, wow, 10 of Wands. Do you know what happens, Cancer? That you're a bit tired, right? You are a bit tired of taking charge of many things. Imagine that if I see you wanting to fix other people's things, I do not know if it is the family, if it is with your partner, if it is in the matter of work. But what happens? It is not that you have to take charge of everything. No, it is not that you have to solve things for these people from a place of burden, because it is already too much. You cannot cope. So it is an extraneous drama. The Five of Wands told you. I think it is a moment to let go, to delegate, to ask for help. Hard work will indeed have a reward, because the sun speaks to us of that, of success, the culmination that leads you to success with much glory, with much abundance. Take care of what really belongs to you, because ultimately the Ten of Wands is telling us of an accumulation of things, responsibilities, and matters that in most cases are not one's own, right? So I think it is a moment for you to start looking out for yourself and for your own sake, because you have postponed many things for the benefit of other people for whatever reason. It is not questionable. It is a matter of choice. So now I think it is the moment where you finally realize that the time to let go has arrived, and that relief comes accompanied by clarity. That letting go comes accompanied by seeing very clearly what you have in front of you. What today you cannot see with such clarity because you see it with confusion, the sun will show you in a very short time with flourishing. So there is a security that you are gaining. There is a position of privilege that you are going to occupy. And surely that will lead you to develop a plan of action totally different from the one you are having now. Because obviously now you have been enduring a conflict. You have been carrying a burden that limits you, a pain that perhaps you no longer need to carry, right? You do not have to carry it. To that, I will add a recurring negative thought that also creates fear and restlessness, pulling you away from the warmth of that sun. This is a moment to set things straight and focus on the details, because you are on the verge of reaching something greater, something beneficial and favorable that you truly deserve. So we are not going to delay the result of this, quite the opposite, because you can also feel yourself in crisis. You can feel yourself at a disadvantage. You can feel like an exile from all of this. Money does not come to me. Work does not come to me. A person does not come to me who supports me, who respects me, who wants to be with me, who loves me, who gives me a place in their life. I am always on the outside. I always have the problem, right? Why? After all, why is it that I always seem to end up on the side where those who receive the blessings are not? Well, consider this. You are currently reorganizing your resources from a place of deep clarity. This newfound perspective is what leads you to move through and finally overcome that crisis, allowing you to manage everything the sun provides you with much greater efficiency. It is time to step into your power, move past the struggle, and begin to truly experience life in a state of complete and lasting abundance, just as you were always meant to live. When it comes to your happiness, you are successfully reclaiming a certain status or a sense of dignity. This is especially true because the worries and anxieties you have been navigating, which clearly stemmed from those difficult losses, lingering conflicts, and painful defeats, are now being left behind. Whether you are ready for it or not, those heavy burdens are staying in the past, and you are finally moving forward toward a much more stable and empowered version of yourself, regaining the grace you truly deserve to have. So here, in the worst of the crisis, you are finding the sun. It is impressive. This Five of Pentacles clearly shows us what the connection is to what could be that higher thought that you really see. And it is here where everything starts to shift in your favor. Because you are the one who projects this, you are the one who is going to realize this, that this difficulty can be overcome, whether you do it voluntarily and find that resource. Obviously, there is the sun. You will begin to discern. You will become so capable of seeing the abundance in places where you currently cannot see or distinguish it because you are stuck in that Nine of Swords and that Five of Pentacles, that you will truly surprise yourself. But also, help is close. And it is not a matter of you waiting for someone to come and solve your life, or for someone to lend you money, or for someone to take you out of the crisis. No, understand that any type of help that you connect with from a place of willpower, of believing in yourself, of seeing that this crisis has to empower you, not lead you to the bottom, that can also be taken as help. Nevertheless, it is a sign that help is near, drawing in a solution. You are recognizing how to proceed, how to change things. You are finally taking charge of the situation at hand. So that is already understood as something that you are taking into account, taking charge, and it is good what you're going to do, which flourishes automatically in a place, as I tell you, where you started to find yourself with greater confidence, greater security. And you see how your life changes radically, because having a Three of Wands is a before and an after. Reaching a Three of Wands is a milestone. It is something where you will see with your own eyes how your reality changes, how your life blossoms, and how even a relationship can flourish again after a moment of crisis. After a moment where you felt abandoned by that person, and those conflicts that you have there with the Five of Wands are being overcome to flourish again, where you find points in common with that person, where you have the same vision towards the future, where you want the relationship to flourish. But it can also be in other matters. That is why you are also asked to arrange those thoughts with calm, because you are surely planning a very near future with another perspective, in abundance, in work, in personal achievements. and above all in search of other things, because it is also a moment where you are prepared and ready to expand in the future, to advance with that vision clearer than ever about your objective, with much confidence, and to expand, to take risks, because you are going to take risks, things that perhaps you do not even think will be possible for you to achieve. I can assure you that yes, that you will achieve it. Let's see what the guides are telling us. Well, this is a miracle. Miracle. I open myself to a miracle happening in my life right now. I welcome the divine plan that the universe has for me because it knows what my soul needs and I am ready to receive it. May it be so, it is so, and so it shall be. A miracle arrives for Cancer. Let us trust so that this happens.